Hey guys, it's Professor Prime with MyJaPlanet.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Fans Toys FT31E Bandit Dead End. This is Fans Toys' take on the Stunticons. This is the final piece of the Minosaur that they started nearly a decade ago. I'm not even kidding you guys. This figure was announced 9 years ago. Now, take that with a grain of salt. I'm not really sure, and I can only speculate on the reasoning why it took so long for them to release this. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Stunticons. I think they're one of the coolest teams when it comes to like the Decepticon like teams in terms of like combiners. However, as much as I would love to purchase this figure, as you guys can see on the screen here, it is $369.99. Now, this is with ShowZ Store, and there are other sites you can purchase this from, like TF Safari. I believe Abacus has it as well. You can also get it at TF Source, and I'm sure there's a couple other like third-party sellers that are also selling this figure, and the price range can definitely vary. But I'm very, very unhappy about this, and to the point where I almost don't care. And it's one of those things like, man, I don't really want to miss out on it. But at the same time, it's nearly $400. Now, to be fair, it does come with the combination accessories. So that also includes a bit of the price point. Does it look great? I think the figure looks great. The problem is, if I purchase this figure, I'm going to be getting a dead end, which is awesome, but I'm also going to be getting these combiner parts, which I have zero use for, because I don't have the other Stunticons from Fans Toys. And as the recording of this video, which is like July 13th, I believe, there are none available to purchase other than on the aftermarket. So we're talking about going to Transformer forums, going to Transformer groups and purchasing them, you know, buying them from someone else, eBay and other auctioning sites like that. There's absolutely, as of right now, there's been no information or release information from Fans Toys that they're going to re-release the other 4 Stunticons. And if they do release them, they are probably going to be around the $250 mark. So that being said, is it worth spending $1,200 to $1,500 or more to get this set? Or is it just something I'm just going to miss out on? Because it's one of those things where it's like, and I know of a lot of people that have said that they straight up, after like 5 years, they just sold their Stunticons while it was still people wanted them. Because they're like, you know what, I'm not waiting for this. You know, there are people that are just, they don't care anymore. And when I heard they were doing Dead End finally, I was like, cool. I wanted to get Road King when I first saw it, but I was like, at the time, the other 2, I think, had been released at the time, were out of stock. And I was just like, man, I don't know if I want to risk buying a figure and then not being able to combine it, you know? And then, of course, I think like a year after that, maybe it might have been 2 after that, I ended up getting, I think it was a year after that, I ended up getting I think it's Magic Square. It was either New Age or Magic Square Legend Scale Minosaur, which I bought that. It was a box set, which was really, really cool. And then I think about a year after that, it might have been like 6 months after I had purchased that, the DX9 had announced that they're re-releasing their version for about $400, and it was all of them. Now, to be fair, every version of Minosaur that has been released third-party wise has always made Minosaur like a trailer skeleton. Even Hasbro's done it. Even Hasbro did it with their Legacy Minosaur a couple years ago, and it works. Minosaur is one of the only combiners where you can get away with making the trailer the skeleton of the combined mode, where it kind of works. I have mixed feelings on Superion, but that's a separate conversation for another time. With the trailers, they usually have the trailer as a separate piece that either turns into a base, which I don't know why they do that. Nobody likes the base modes, and I feel like it just adds extra engineering and price onto the trailer that we don't need. And I know X-Transbots did theirs, and I was thinking about getting theirs as well, but theirs is out of stock. You know, they're not selling it. I have to be aftermarket to get it. And I just don't know if I want to get this Dead End for nearly the price of an entire combiner, and then have to sit on it with this half trailer. As you guys can see in the photos right here, you can see that there's a whole extra trailer, which is always just, it's just so silly that we're gonna add this extra trailer to. Now granted, I know I think Road King was probably one of the most unique Transformers designs that they ever did, where he has a full trailer and yet he transforms into a full robot. The trailer disappears. It completely disappears into the robot. I definitely should have got it. But I was at the time so against buying fans toys because I felt like that they were just overpriced, and the hype for them I felt was just not warranted. I get it. They're well painted, but when you take two different figures, like for example, I have Scrapper from X Transbots, which cost me $149, and I have the Scrapper from Fans Toys, which was my first Fans Toys purchase, and it cost me $230. So it cost me a whole $100 more. And honestly, when I look at both of them, yes, the Fans Toys is painted better. The Fans Toys does feel better. I feel like it's more a toy, whereas if I were to hold them, to give them to two people that had nothing about third party, they knew nothing about Hasbro or anything like that, they might actually think the Fans Toys is an official product, and they would go, yeah, or they would actually think the X Transbots was a knockoff of the Fans Toys one. I feel like the robot mode and the vehicle mode for X Transbots looks better, whereas the combined mode for, and we're a little bit off topic here with the Devastator thing, but if I were to compare, say, just what I'm seeing here, the images of Dead End with my version of Dead End that I have from DX9, I will admit that the Dead End does look good, and the robot mode looks fantastic. The vehicle mode looks pretty good. The combined mode actually it's about the same. It's very much like the combined mode looks it looks like DX9, and it just goes to show you how well the DX9 was made. When you look at all the different Devastators that have come out, even when they've done G1 Devastator, they look different. Even the Superion from Fans Toys looks different. And the other thing is when you look at, I wonder if you even need Road King. So you don't even need Road King to even make this combiner, because Dead End comes with the combiner, basically comes with the trailer. So you get the trailer, so you only need 3. So I only have to purchase the legs, and honestly, if you want to be completely honest, if you want to cheat it, all I need is drag strip. I'd only have to buy Dead End and drag strip for the arms, and I can just to position it in a way where you don't really, even my DX9 one, I have it posed straight up, holding the sword down. Honestly, you can't even see the breakdown and Wild Rider on the back. You don't even see them. The only way you would see them is if you convert them where they're in the front, which I know some people might do, but officially, the official G1 canon, and they're in the back. And I don't think the DX9 one has the options to be able to do that, but I think the Fans Toys might. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any direct photos. Okay, so yeah, here's a direct photo. So you have two versions of the, and I think it's interesting that you can actually combine Wild Rider, and it's kind of funny how they have them backwards. The back end of the car modes are facing outwards and they're plugged into. So, but when you look at them from the other version, you can see that the top of the vehicles are outwards. So it looks like in the same combiner port, you can pop them out and flip them around and they still hook in. I find that very interesting. But if I'm going to display it in the first option, I only need drag strip. Drag strip's the only one I need to get, because you probably don't even need, you probably just like with Superion, people don't need Silverbolt for the combined mode. You don't need it. You literally get all the parts with the other 4 aerial bots to make Superion. So he's just like a shell. He's just like a box, just for maybe savability in the back or something like that. But so yeah, you honestly, I might still do it. I still have some time, about a week. So I have about a week. So I have about to the end of this month to make my decision, because I'm a good sport and I want to really support you guys for listening and watching this video to this point. If you've watched and listened to this point, let me know down in the comments down below if you want me to purchase the Dead End. I'll do it. It's $400. I will buy it. I will buy it. If this video gets enough comments, if I get at least like say like 50 likes on this video and at least 5 comments of people saying, yeah, you need to buy it. I want to see that. I want to see the review. I want you to do something with it. You know, either a live stream or whatever. I'll do it. I will purchase it and I'll pre-order it and all that stuff. I have not pre-ordered it yet. It's not something that I pre-ordered. It's a $40 pre-order, guys. Because if I buy it from Show Z Store, it's a $40 pre-order. So you guys let me know. We got about a week and a half. It says late August, so I might have maybe 2 more weeks. Maybe 2 more weeks before this thing pops. Yeah, it says late August 2025. So I'm thinking I'd have until August 10th, maybe August 15th to put a pre-order in for this. Okay, so you guys let me know. You guys can see here what it's coming with. It's you know, that's the base mode, which is just silly, and it's silly. But yeah, I don't need the other ones. You only really need the 3. You only need Dead End and Drag Strip, and that honestly for a combiner, that kind of sucks when you think about it. And you guys can chime in on this. I feel like that kind of sucks that you can display this thing without 3 other robots that make up the combined mode. Like, that is just silly. Like, as much as I think Road King, the trailer being part of it is really cool, I think the trailer should have turned into the I think it would have been really interesting, and maybe it's impossible, but I think it would have been really interesting if Road King had the trailer built in and it also could combine completely as the skeleton of Minosaur. I think that would have been really interesting, and I'd be really cool to see if somebody's willing to do that. I don't know if it's possible. It's probably not possible. It probably would make the trailer a little too long. I actually think the trailer is kind of short, and that's just I think just from looking at this picture, the trailer is too short. So I think if you just made it just a little bit longer, like maybe just slightly longer than Prime's trailer, you could have added in like the combiner parts necessity to make it a skeleton and turn it into make Road King, you know, all together, make it all in one combiner. I think that would have been really cool, and it definitely would have made it worth the money. But there's the entire team. Now, granted, if you're looking for these just for shelf, I mean, if it's like I just need them for the shelf, it's like a lot of money, man, to pay for just a figure that's you're just gonna have it in robot mode with the rest of the team. So, like, I feel like at this point, if you're purchasing this figure, you're going to be displaying this in combined mode, which is interesting because if I do buy this and I do somehow either get a hold of a secondhand copy of Drag Strip, or even if you know, Fanswords decide to, hey, we're going to re-release, you know, start re-releasing the old ones at a reasonable price, like, you know, maybe 210, something like that, maybe even like 175, just to get them out there for people. Because then, you know, maybe I would have this as my combined mode and then take my DX9 one down and make them the robot mode. I mean, I don't know, but as of right now, if I hit that goal and we get Dead End, he'll just be a single bot on the shelf. I might even just put him next to the DX9 one, who knows. Those are the render shots that they've been sitting there forever. Yeah, guys, so you guys let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Are you excited for this? Is this something that you're just like, oh yeah, finally after 10 years? Yeah, cool, I guess. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. As I said, if we get like 50 likes and 5 comments saying that they want this, they want me to get it, I will pre-order it and we'll get it. We'll get it when it comes in, you know. So let me know, guys. And if you guys enjoyed watching this episode, check out this one right over above here. And as always, guys, until next time.